So for this folio, we are going to use some chipboard, and sometimes I don't use chipboard for my folios, but this one I am. So I went ahead, and you're going to need one piece that is 1.5 by 8.5. Okay. And then you're going to need one piece, or two pieces, I'm sorry, that are cut at 6.5 by 8.5. All right. And in order to cut these, so you don't cut like a, now you can cut a big 12 by 12 sheet if you want to, but you're going to end up, wasting some of that 12 by 12 chipboard. So what I did was I went into my stash and I picked up, I don't know where it went. You know the little cardboards? The cardboard pieces that are 8.5 by 11 that you get sometimes in your paper packs or, different areas, you can find them, when you order something. That's what I used for this, to cut these. So I just used two of these that I had in my stash. Yeah, they're a little thin, but that's okay, because once we get the paper on this, once we cover it and then we get our other cardstock on these, it's going to be sturdy. Okay, so don't worry about that. And again, one thing I did want to mention is I did use cardstock. I used white cardstock, and I think it's a 60 or 65 pound cardstock on this, and I just used white. Okay, so if you have a printer, you could just go ahead and print those off. Okay, so I'm just going to fast forward through this part, and basically you're going to get the two 9 by 10 inch pieces cut. On the 10.5 inch side, you're going to go ahead and place your 3/8 inch score tape down one of those sides, and you're going to attach both of these two pieces together, as like I'm doing here, and that's going to be our cover. Okay, so now that you got this covered, we're going to put tape on the back of our chipboard. Okay, so once you get your tape on your chipboard, you're going to go ahead and set these up, and you're just going to go ahead and leave about a 1 inch perimeter all the way around your chipboard pieces. So with the 1.5 inch piece, you're going to go ahead and take the tape off and place that right on the seam of your black cardstock pieces, okay, right in the middle, like I'm doing here. So after you lay down your 1.5 inch piece, you're going to go ahead and measure a 1/4 inch, like I'm doing here, with your ruler on either side of that 1 inch piece. So you will have a nice seam in between your front cover and your back cover. So there is a 1/4 inch space between all of your chipboard pieces. Okay, so once you get your tape removed from the front and the back of your chipboard pieces, you're just going to lay them down where you made your chipboard, your tick. You're just going to lay them down where you made your tick marks, okay? And then you're going to go ahead and burnish those down really good. So you can go ahead and turn that over and burnish those down. Okay, so once we get our cover done, now we're going to go around the perimeter with our bone folder, just like we do in making your mini albums. So you're just going to go along the edges of the chipboard to break up the fibers of the paper. Okay, so once you get done scoring around the paper, you're going to go ahead and just bring that paper up and just gently kind of crease it over the top of the chipboard pieces. And you see that's what I'm doing here. So you can use your little spatula, or you could use your bone folder. Once you have your creases, see where I'm going to cut, and I'm just going to kind of come in a bit at an angle and cut where that X is, where it meets together. Okay, and I'm going to do that on all 4 corners. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and get ready to place tape and glue around our album. And on the flaps, you're going to go ahead and place some tape on the edges there. So like I'm doing here, I'm just grabbing my tape and placing it on the edge of the paper. And you're going to do that all the way around. Okay, now that we're done placing our tape around, we're going to place our glue right there in the crease. And since we've already scored, it should be pretty easy to just kind of gently fold that flap over your chipboard. And if you need to, you can always grab the side of your album, and you can run your bone folder along the edge, on the outer edge of that paper. Okay? Okay, once you have all your flaps folded in, you can go ahead and burnish everything down, and then grab your bone folder and go in, burnish in between your seams there. Okay, and there is our album. Okay, so now we're going to cover the inside, and you're going to need one piece that is 11 by 8 1/4, and then a second piece that is 3 1/2 by 8 1/4. And you're going to place your tape along the edge of that 8 1/4 inch side, okay? And then get some, then you can place your tape on the back side of your paper. I'm going to go ahead and add some glue on the back side of that, and I'm just going to attach that right on the inside of our book. I did burnish down in between the seams, between the spine and the front and back flap of our book, and then I'm going to add the 3 1/2 inch piece to the back. And there we go, our book is all covered. Yay! Okay, so now we're on to our pages, and you're going to need to create 3 pages that are 7 by 8 1/4, and you're going to score on the left hand side a 1/2 inch, okay? You're going to place your adhesive on the 1/2 inch piece, and then when you place them down, you're going to place them just like that inside the spine area, okay? And don't worry if these feel a little flimsy. Once we get our paper, our cardstock on there, they will be fine. And we are not going to add them to our book right now. First, we need to decorate. Okay, so now we're going to start our lid, and you're going to need one piece that is 4 7/8 by 9 3/4. You are going to go ahead and score 1 1/2 inches all the way around your piece of paper. Once you get done, you're going to go ahead and cut in between the score lines, just like I'm doing, to form your box, okay? And I call it kind of like a box because it kind of looks like one, but it's really the lid to our album. So you're going to go ahead and burnish down all of the score lines, and then bring those little flaps on the ends inside, and you're just going to glue those down. And make sure you burnish down the flaps once they're glued down on the inside of the lid. And now our lid is done. So that's it. Hey y'all, I'm back. So I went ahead and cut the pages, or the papers to cover the folio, and I cut them at 6 1/2 by 8 1/2. And the reason why I did that is because I want to go ahead and distress around the paper, and sometimes when you do that, it shrinks the paper down, so because you're shredding the paper off. So I went ahead and did that, and I figure I'll go ahead and tear off some because I kind of want this to look like distressed a little bit. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and you can do this, and I think I've showed this before on a few of my videos, but you can do this one of 2 ways. If you have one of these, you can use this, okay, and it makes a little bit of noise here. So and so you just want to go ahead and get that all like torn up, you know, so you could do it that way, okay, just like that. You can also use your scissors. So if you grab your scissors, you can do it this way. And I just saw back and forth, kind of like getting it, you know, really far up, just like that, okay. Whoop. And that's okay. I mean, if it tears, you know, the more it tears, the better off I think it is. So just depends on what look you're going for. So And if you didn't want to do it that much, you could just do it lightly. Okay, so you don't have to do it a whole lot. Just do it very lightly and see how the ridges, they do distress a little bit there. And the other thing is you could also, sometimes I've also used a little rough fingernail file. So, and it doesn't quite do the job. It does take a while to do it this way, but you can use it as long as it's really rough. This one's been used quite a bit. So see how it kind of distresses that a little bit. So there's a few ways you can do this. If you have the little Tim Holtz round distressor, you can use that as well. But I'm just going to go around my papers, okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and finish this up, and then I'll be back and we'll glue these on, okay? So I'll be right back. Hi guys. Okay, so I went ahead and distressed my paper, and then I also used the Distress Ink Vintage Photo around my images, or around my paper, I mean. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to attach this on here. This paper is so beautiful, y'all. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward through this part. Okay. All right, so there is the front, the side, and the back. And I like, even though this kind of like crinkled up on me right here, I kind of like that look. I really like it to look a little bit distressed there and kind of old. So I think it looks pretty cute, you guys. Oh my gosh. So, and then of course, you know, when you do yours, you can make it however you want. If you want to fold in your little corners right here to kind of like have them roll over a bit, it just gives it a more distressed and vintage look, I think. So, and then you can use your vintage photo to just kind of go around to, like, if you have any white spots on your paper that are showing or anything, you could definitely grunge that up a little bit. So there is that. So, and then you can go over it just like I'm doing here. Before I go, what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm also going to do the same thing with these papers. So I'll be cutting these down to size, okay, and then I'll be distressing these as well. And then I'll come back and we'll put those on there. And so I'm going to get everything ready, and I'll be back. Hi guys, I'm back. So I have a quick tip for you. So when you're cutting your little file folders out, go ahead and score it down the middle, okay? So you have your piece and you can fold it in half, and then cut it while it's folded. So that way you get both of your pieces, the front and back, cut that are going to be the same size. So you don't have to try to match them up from after cutting one side to the other side. So anyway, just a tip I want to share with y'all. So right here is the line, right? I am just going to line that up with my score board line, okay? And I'm just going to follow that right along that line there, okay? Just like that. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. So right where that line is, I'm going to go ahead and just place that on there, follow that all the way down. And if I hit a wrong line or something, I'm just kind of scooting it over to make sure that I stay in that score area, okay? That score lined area. So there we go. And then once I have it right, then I am going to go, and then I'll press down. Then to do the side lines, you can go ahead and fold back one of your little flaps, put that up against there, and that's how you can go ahead and score the rest of that, okay? The rest of the little flaps on there. So I'm just going to go ahead and just like that. So now you have these scored. And these little pockets are so stinking cute, y'all. Absolutely love them. So, and I just thought that these would be like super cute for like, if you go to, let's say you go to a little farm for Halloween, you know, you're picking out your pumpkins or whatever. How cute to store little memorabilia inside of that, right? So in order to do that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this together just like a little coin pocket, okay? And I'm going to put a little flap on this using just my scraps, okay? So I have like these little scraps here, and I'm just going to score this down. I'm actually just going to score this down a 1/2 inch, okay? Make this into like a little flap, all right? So I'm going to do it on this end. So actually this will be showing the white cardstock that I printed out the paper on will be, the print side will be up. Okay. So that's how that's going to go. And I'm just going to go ahead and probably just cut that down to where the envelope, this part right here. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then, hey y'all, I'm back. So I just wanted to share real quick something fun that you could do with these little file folders from the digital kit. And I ran off some paper and I went ahead and just kind of lightly distressed the sides of the little file folder and then inked it. And now I'm just going to place this little piece of paper right on here, and this can be used for like a little photo or something like that. And I'm just going to fold that over just like that. Okay. And so there you go. So there is that. And then if you want to, you could definitely just trim all that down. And I'm going to go ahead and stick a magnet on the back side of this. Okay. And then that's going to lay up here just like this. And then I'm going to lay another little, some ephemera around this. And then you could definitely place another little photo down here. So to put our magnet on, I'm just going to grab some of these magnets here. And I'm going to go ahead and place this one right here. Okay. And just place it right up here on the little area. Here, just like that. Okay. And actually, I need to bring it down some. I'm going to bring it down just a bit. No one's going to see it. It's going to be right there. And I'm going to go ahead and place that on there like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and place some glue on here. Close that up. Okay. And While that's kind of drying, you can definitely just go ahead and tape around this. Okay, and then once you get your magnet on this side, you're just going to go ahead and take the other piece and place this piece right over the top of that. And I'm going to go ahead and lift this up so it doesn't bend. And I'm just going to go ahead and lay that over it just like that. Okay, so there we go. So there is that. And then you could go ahead and just stick this down. So that is how you can get this little file folder to hold some photos if you wanted to hold some photos on here. How cute is that, right? And I just wanted to share that with you real quick, that is something fun that you could do with these little file folders. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I was putting together the pages and I realized that I wasn't recording. So I went ahead and stuck on the little coin envelopes that we made. I went ahead and stuck on the little hinges on them so they would turn in and out. So you are able to open up the little flap and put some little ephemera, or if you wanted your little pictures or anything like that inside, maybe little receipts if you went somewhere. I just thought that would be super cute. Also, this right here is a tuck spot. So I thought that this would be a really cute little journal card in the back, and you could definitely just draw some lines on that, and that would just tuck right in there just like that. Okay, so that is the back of page 2. The front of page 2, I thought it would be cute to use the other one right here, and I'm just going to stick this down and fast forward. Okay, so for this one here, I thought it would be fun to go ahead and stick some of our recipe, little recipe cards right in here. So I'm going to stick 3 of them in. I think I'll stick 3 of them in here. And these will hold them either like that, or you can go ahead and just kind of alternate them like this. And how cute is that? So those would be in there just like that, or for little notes or whatever you're doing. And then here on the back, I thought it would be fun if we go ahead and do that again. So we're going to use one more of our last little card here. So cute. So we're going to do that. All right, so with that little file folder, we are just doing the same thing like we did with our other file folders, and that is adding a mat to the inside of them and the magnets. So here I went ahead and laid down the magnet on the back, and then I'm just adding some tape and getting ready to adhere that to the inside, or to the card. I mean to the So I'm going to add that to the page, and then I'm going to add a little pocket using the little label, and then add the little smaller file folder inside. Next, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to cut out those little peas from the card, and so cute. So I'm just fussy cutting those right out, and then we're going to stick those on top of our page. And I'm going to use that little word, the little P word, and I'm going to stick that right on top of the peas. So how cute is that? Okay, guys, I went ahead and made a couple of more copies of the recipe cards, because I thought it would be like super cute to have like 3 cards in this little area here. So basically you're just going to go ahead and put your 3 cards in there just like that and close it, and there are your recipe cards. And then again, once you get your recipe cards written on, or whatever you're going to do, you can always laminate those. So how cute is that? And then I'm going to add another one right here. I'm going to add one right here in this one, and that way there's 3 here. And then on page 1, I have one here, but I can add another one here. Okay, and like I have 2 different sizes, so I can add one here. Let's see here. I can add one right here. And let's see. Go ahead and tape that down. So make sure everything's burnished down, you guys. That was not burnished. There we go. Okay, so there's 2 there, and then there's 3 here and there. There's 1 here, and I can add another one. I can add another one here, and I can add another one back here. So how cute is that? Oh my gosh. So, okay, so now we're ready to put in our pages into our album, or into our little book here. Okay, so I'm just scooting everything out of the way. And let's see here. This one could go. This one is going to go here. And then we added, I used my die. I used a die for pockets in through here. Okay, and I did a little pocket right here that flips down. So here we're going to go ahead and add this page. This is page 1. So we're going to go ahead and take off the backing off of that tape. Okay, I'm going to add the glue to that L hinge. Okay, and then I'm going to do a little bit of fast forwarding through here, and you're going to go ahead and adhere that onto the left side of that spine area. You're going to bring up the front of the album, and set that L hinge right on top of there. Okay, and you want to make sure that you do not have your hinge sitting on the seam of the album. Okay, so you just want to be careful with that. Your second page, you're just going to butt that L-shaped hinge right up next to the other page that you just laid down. And same thing with the third page. You just want to make sure that it's butt up next to the edge of the page that you just laid down before that. So now all of our pages are in, so yay! All right, guys, so we are done with our album. We just added our pages in, and for the front inside cover and the back inside cover, we went ahead and I made a pocket for right here in the front that flips down, okay, and it holds some of your recipe cards. I also used a die that I had in my stash to hold the recipe cards that I thought was really a good idea. I thought that came in really handy. And then I put one of those really super cute labels right here, and then it's magnetized so it does stay closed. And then the same thing in the back. So this just folds down like this. We have a little label right here so you can name what recipes are in your pocket right here. And each one, it can hold more than just the one recipe card, but I only stuck one in each pocket. And then right here, this pocket holds one as well. So, and then all of our pages hold between 2 and 3 recipe cards, but you can definitely stick more in there. And then if you wanted to, you can definitely add some little photos in your little area here. So we made these magnetized, and we also papered the inside of your file folders so you can stick some little pages or pictures in there. And then this is just a little journaling file folder. And so yeah, so all of those go in there just like that. How cute, right? And then here we have a little tuck spot. This folds down like this, or you can just put your recipe cards in there. That closes like that. And then we have another little file folder here that holds some recipe cards and some pictures. So you could just open those up, and each one can hold a little recipe card for you. And then the one thing that I wanted to share was, I forgot about that. We did the little hinges on our little envelopes, and I'm trying to find right here. We did the little hinges on our envelopes that flip open, that you can stick some little items in back here. So how cute is that? So you can definitely stick some little, if you had extra labels, you could stick your extra labels back in there just like this. So that is really super cute. If you had some like little memorabilia or whatever, you can stick those in there. And these just go ahead and close up just like that. And then, of course, they stay closed with your recipe cards inside, and then a little journaling card. So how cute is that? Oh my gosh, that is so cute, you guys. This turned out so super cute. So, okay, so now we're going to decorate the front, and, you can decorate the side here if you wanted to. So I'm going to go ahead and decorate the front, and then, yeah, so I'm just going to fast forward through that part. Okay, so here I'm just laying down some items. I went ahead and attached the little P card down first, and then I cut out that little boy. I enlarged him on the computer, and then I fussy cut him out, and then I laid down the little the lettuce pocket, seed pocket or packet, and I laid that down. So it actually acts like a tuck spot for the little file folder that I'm going to stick in there, and for the pumpkin seed packet. And then I just got that little ticket, and I actually cut down the ticket a little bit, just a tad, so that way it would fit a little bit better behind the little guy. And then I just added the seed pocket. I added the little file folder and the little cucumber packet on there. So I thought that looked pretty cute, and that is it. So thank you all for joining me for this short tutorial. I hope you all got some inspiration. I will see you over at the walkthrough, and I have some pictures right after this.